right, we are now joined by our pole winner for tomorrow's Dead On Tools 250 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Martinsville Speedway, Brandon Jones, driver of the number 19 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. Brandon, why don't you just take us quickly through your qualifying run out there?
Yeah, I think that it cracks me up a little bit because I came here probably 10 years ago, and man, I could not get around this racetrack to save my life. And now I come here with a win under my belt in the spring, and now I'm sitting on the pole, So it's just funny how it kind of full swings around, and your weaknesses become your strong suits, So I'm looking forward to this weekend and to tomorrow. I think that was a really good lap. I was a little surprised by it being on the front row. I had the lock up the very first lap, but I knew my second lap typically is your better of the two here, and the guys that went out there and laid a really fast first lap down never really backed their second one up, So I kind of knew that I threw the first one out the window a little bit and banked on being fast in that second one. So we've prepared another really fast Supra, I think, for this weekend, and definitely have something that will capable of winning the race tomorrow, and surely hope that we can get it done and definitely give ourselves the best chance by doing so. So a lot to be happy about here this weekend, and a lot of momentum here for tomorrow.
All right, we'll open up to questions for Brandon. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. We'll go to Dustin in the middle.
Dustin Albino, JC.com. Brandon, coming into the race weekend, obviously you need to win. What's that feeling like of having to win to advance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's any more added stress or anything there. I mean, when it comes down to strategy of the race, it becomes very simple, now that we don't have to go out there and maybe run around for points, and at the end you're panicked to try to win the race. I mean, we have one goal in mind, and it is to win the race. I don't see a scenario that we points our way into this. I think that you go out there tomorrow in the first stage really early, a bunch of guys get knocked out, which is very unlikely, but now that could be a difference and change a lot of things. But we'll keep our eye on that. But I think currently it's just to go win the race, So it'll be kind of easy on myself and Jeff to keep that an easy strategy. There are guys, I think, that we're racing tomorrow that can get in on points. I think there's some guys that have to worry about that some, so they're going to be staying out trying to collect stage points and things, and there's going to be scenarios, I'm sure, tomorrow where we don't come, stay out for stage points, and we come early and try to flip the stages and get track position that way if we have to. But we'll see how it goes too. If we're able to hold on to the lead for the entire race, that's a different deal too. So a lot of this is kind of just how the race is being played out tomorrow, but I don't see any added stress or anything on this group of guys. I see a really hungry team here that wants to get to the Final Four that's been with me for a while now, and they've wanted to see it for a while, and so I think that this year could be it. Yep.
Any additional questions for Brandon? Come up here to Jim, then go to Davey and Bob.
Jim under motorsport.com. You must have come here with, I would assume, some confidence since you won in the spring, but you seem a little surprised with the pole. How much added benefit do you think comes by doing that?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that not only does it help this racetrack, but if we get to the Final Four, and if not, either way, but if we certainly get to the next round, it's a better pit selection for next week. That just continues to tee yourself up and continue to give you success there. So it's week by week, it helps build a bunch of confidence. Last race here in the spring, we just had way too much front lockup, and I think that's probably why our qualifying effort wasn't great. So we knew that this time around, but when I went and locked up the first time on this lap, I'm thinking, man, this is going to be a repeat of the spring, and I think it was just a product of low air pressure and things, and so the second lap wasn't bad there. So, I think that probably why it threw me off a little bit, getting in the front row. Yep.
Go to Davey.
Hey, Brandon. Davey Siegel with SiriusXM. I know you probably don't need any extra motivation for a race or a weekend like this, but does Coach talk to you before a weekend like this? Do you seek him out for any motivational speeches or anything like that, or do you just kind of compartmentalize all of it?
Yeah, I've got my own group of guys that does that for me. I've got a team behind me that continuously helps on the sports psychology side of things and continues to get your head in the right mind space for a weekend like this. This is a different race than just a typical regular season race to start the year. This is the one that you have to be really solid on. You can't let your mind wander off, and you can't let the demons creep in and ruin your race that way. So, there's certainly things in that area, but like I said, I've got my own personal Brandon Jones group that helps me with that. So,
go to Bob.
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. I mean, I know you're on the pole, but do you feel like you have a race-winning car for tomorrow?
Yeah, truthfully, I thought that's what we had in practice and not the pole car, So I think that now we've kind of checked off two bucket lists, or two check items anyways, on our race weekend list of things to do. So I did. I thought our race pace was really, really good. They had the caution there in our practice. We came down and made an adjustment that I wasn't too big of a fan of, and it was easily able to get back out of it. And I actually got really close to our balance in qualifying that we were in practice to start, where I was happy with the car. So I thought everything lined up really well in practice to where we thought we could win the race.
Anything final for Brandon? All right, Brandon, congratulations on winning the pole. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.